This is Eye on Northeast Kansas.
This segment sponsored by Carlson Financial.
If you're retired or approaching retirement, you've probably heard of required minimum distributions. It's what you must take out of certain retirement accounts when you reach a certain age. But those withdrawals are taxable. Carl Carlson, founder and CEO of Carlson Financial, is here to explain what that could mean for your tax bill. Welcome to you.
Yes.
The hard part is it could mean a bigger tax bill, right?
Yes,
How do they impact?
So sometimes we call it the tax torpedo hitting you when that time hits you where you have to take them out. So the RMD, required minimum distribution, a lot of people could just call them RMDs. When you hit about age 73 or 75 for some people, you are forced to start taking money out of your IRAs or 401ks or TSPs, all those retirement plans that you put money in there pre-tax. Okay, nowadays, a lot of people also have a Roth in there. With the Roth IRA, you don't have to do an RMD. So when you hit that age, and let's say that you're retired, you didn't need the money, so you didn't want to take it out and had to pay a bunch of taxes. If all you're living on is your Social Security and maybe money that you saved up in a savings account, you're probably not paying any taxes. Okay, if you're just Social Security, there's no tax on that. And if you're using savings, it's making so little that you're not paying much tax on that either. So you're going along not paying any taxes. Then all of a sudden you get forced to take out these, can be very large chunks out every year out of your IRA. And not only is that taxable, now it made almost all your Social Security taxable.
And you stuck with a bill.
And now you got a much bigger bill in taxes that it was forced on you.
Yeah,
There was
so what
nothing
do we do to stop that? What do we do to minimize that?
It takes a lot of planning, and that planning really takes into account spreading out, and generally it's once you retire, because now maybe your income isn't as high, or at least your taxable income is not as high, and you can begin to take smaller chunks of money out of your IRAs every year and keep them within a certain tax bracket. So if that tax bracket is 12% and your normal income is only filling up about half of it, then you might want to take out enough of an IRA to fill that bracket all the way to the top.
So you're saying don't wait till you're 73, 75 to do this. Start this in your 60s
yeah,
even.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe
so that can manage
at
that.
65, start doing it at 65.
You mentioned Roths earlier.
Yes.
How can that be a strategy?
So if before you get there, you may want to start putting money in the Roth side of your 401k. Good strategy. You may want to be doing Roth IRA contributions. And some people actually can even be doing Roth conversions while they're still working. And maybe it's only $20,000 in a year, but hey, that's going to save you tax money. Small amounts can add up and make a big difference over time. So Roth conversions, big deal. Putting money in a Roth, also big deal as you're going. So you're paying a little more tax while maybe you're doing that, but you're setting yourself up so for the rest of your life you won't pay near as much taxes if you get these things right as you go along.
Charitable contributions, how do those work that could help out with the tax?
Yeah, there's a thing called a QCD. So QCD for your RMD in your IRA. Easy to understand, isn't it? Qualified charitable distribution. If you have your money with an advisor, they can send that money directly from your IRA, let's say it's to your church. That's a qualified charitable distribution. It counts towards your RMD, but that money doesn't ever show up on your tax return.
So you don't have to worry about itemizing in order for it to come off.
Yeah.
It goes right there.
Most people don't itemize, so they're taking the standard deduction. They're making these charitable contributions to a church or whatever, and they're not getting any tax benefit from it.
But that has to be done through a professional?
Yeah, it has to go directly from your IRA by the person holding that to the institution you want it to go to. That has to be a 501c3.
And then, of course, you said investments can make a difference as well, making sure you're choosing those wisely.
Yeah, so you're going to want to have your less growth investments in the taxable accounts and your higher growth investments in the tax-free stuff.
Okay. But planning, as you said, is the most important thing. So don't wait to talk to a professional. Think about it now before you hit retirement.
Sooner
Always good
the better.
information. Carl,
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks,
and
Mel.
we're going to check your forecast next.